Hello. It's been long since we last talked. Like I told you, energy, safety, security, networking, or technology. But of course, today I come with a very interesting topic. I would wish I had planned to write an elaborative informative document concerning this. But then I said, why not? Let me chip in with the video because this is urgent. There's a shift from conventional to conscious, and of course I won't talk about fossil fuel powered and stuff. I'm going to talk about energy, and on energy I'm going to talk about solar energy and EVs, because in the past we used to watch sci-fi movies and we could see EVs, electric vehicles, and it could seem like something which will never happen. And of course, recently, a few years back, when Elon came up with, of course, EVs have been there before Elon, but when he popularized them, many people had disregard, and even now, people still have disregard. But then, you see, the good thing about evolution is that it does not ask for consent from everyone. If it has come, it has come. You either accept it and embrace it, and get prepared with it. And actually, I've realized that most of us, having been so prone or had a bearing on analog systems, we've refused. We've refused. If I would say it in my local language, tugani the dollar. We've refused to embrace the reality that is here now. And of course, like AI has been here, and most of us are actually not studying about it, but it's a reality. It's here. The same applies to solar. Solar has been here. We are leveraging it, but we are stuck on the hydro and the other energy solutions which have been in place, which we could use without thinking. When I say that in quotes, we are not, because for example, with hydro, people don't need to have information. People don't need to monitor usage. Like in solar, apart from if it's getting into their pocket, if the bill is going high, that's when they talk about, or that's when they have a dialogue with the utility company. But with solar, realize that most of us are not making actually the right decisions. We are not making the right decision in terms of equipment we are buying, in terms of the investment in solar, and in terms of if I'm to talk about EVs, I've seen people, even in developed countries, where you'd expect people to broaden the thought, broaden the debate. I've seen people talking this and that about EVs. EVs are this, they will not work, the batteries are doing this, the charging station are this, but it's the future. Just like the smartphone came. I remember when I watched a video many years back when Steve Jobs was introducing the first smartphone, actually. And we had button phones, we had BlackBerry, we had different brands, I won't mention them. But look at what's happening now. Android took over, iOS took over. And of course, button phones are still here, but whoever is watching this video, I know you have a smartphone. So that came, and it's the same way the EVs are coming. Of course, I would say, because I'd arranged something, and of course, as I always assert, my point is not to teach you how to manufacture these things or to repair them, but it's to trigger an insight, to trigger a forward bias, to trigger a positive attitude, for you to be informed about these things so that you make better decisions. If you're buying a TV set today, like, are you going to invest in 400,000 to buy a TV of the past, or you're going to invest in 700,000 and buy a TV of the future? Are you going to buy a low consumption device? Because solar energy is here, and actually in most of our African countries and other countries in Asia which are a bit underdeveloped, the energy, the hydro or the main grid has issues. it has issues, and the issues are not going to go away today or tomorrow. So, but before we address solar, before we embrace EVs, are we really transforming together with the technology, or we are lagging back and having that mindset? Because I've seen people in West Africa striking for about EVs, but we need to understand that the way you use like the globe is growing towards sustainability, conservation, and we're not going to lag on the old usage patterns and bring it on the new systems. For example, the way you're handling your smartphone, is it the way you used to handle your button phone? The way you're handling your refrigerator, is it the way you used to handle? So different things are changing. So let me just give an example. If you have an EV and you're saying the battery can't make you, like can't hold charge up to like 100 kilometers. Like, let's compare with the fuel. How much liters they used to consume to cover the same distance? And then, like, we need to know, we need to go beyond just usage. Actually, that's where this generation is pushing us. We need to go beyond usage. We need to become more informed about these the decisions we make in terms of technology. For example, like you see data usage. Most of your phones or our phones actually they have data control. They have data monitors. They will tell you which app is using more data, and they'll give you an option to limit data usage and so forth. It means we are going in a generation or in a world where we need to be so careful about many things. It's no longer just living, just existing. We need to understand a lot of things. We need to understand a lot of things to avoid implications, of course, on cost and also on stress. Because we want you to make empowered choices. We don't want you to just bump into a supermarket and you just buy stuff because it's there. We need you, before you leave home, to go and buy a microwave. You need to know what it consumes. You need to know how safe it is. And of course, this is because the population is growing. Demand for different things is growing. Like you see right now, everyone is using internet. So it means demand for internet is growing. Before you buy your phone, you need to know a lot of things. Because if people or if users understand how EVs, solar energy, smart tech works, then you can stop to see them as luxuries or gimmicks and start seeing them as tools for freedom and sustainability. Actually, that's the point of this video. We need to see everything as a tool for sustainability and for freedom, because when you have awareness, when you have information, you can navigate information, you can evaluate benefits, you can adopt with the new innovations with confidence. Because like I said, when I make these videos, I want to, it's like I'm echoing in a vacuum, so that people start picking an insight and an interest in these things. Because a skeptical mindset stalls progress. Even when the tech is ready, even when the manufacturers make the best devices and so forth, the progress will be stalled if we as users don't embrace information, don't embrace studies, don't embrace awareness. Because most of the if you realize that most of the technological advancements and transformation which are happening, they are it's like an incorporation. One pattern leads to another, it leads to another. You have a Bluetooth sound bar, you have a Bluetooth powered TV set, you have a Bluetooth powered laptop, and the same applies to energy. You have a router powered with DC, you have a fridge. You understand, there is a lot of incorporation. So we need to improve our interest, our attitude towards technology, so that we, yes, I think we are still the generation which or the sun has really, we are a generation which is supposed to read manuals. For example, if you buy a, let me see if I have a manual here. If you buy an air conditioner, you need to know what it consumes. You need to know, yes, you need to know, at least the basics. These things are not for technicians. We're not going to be calling ourselves Gen Z, when the only thing we are doing is being a Gen Z. We need to do things differently because the world is moving a lot. The world is moving a lot. The world is sprinting. It's actually not just moving, it's sprinting. And it's only us, the humans, the users, who have stalled this progress.